really excited about this video, you guys, because we are going to fake another lace closure wig. I do this entirely too much. I've been doing this technique for like, what, 5 years almost? It'll be 5 years this year, I think. And this time we're doing it a little bit differently, and we're using curly hair. Last time I used curly hair, I think I did a half wig only with this method. And we're not doing crochets, 100% sewn on, using HerGivenHair's curly hair because I trust this hair, and I've been working with HerGivenHair for a while, so I'm very familiar with their hair and how well it works and how long it lasts. So we're gonna use 3 bundles, 20 inches, curly 3B3C texture. I also have an 18-inch, and this is 100 grams, another 18-inch. So the hair is very thick and full. 100 grams is about 3.3 ounces. You are dealing with a lot of hair. HerGivenHair is very full. You do not need more than 3 bundles. If you need more than 3 bundles, I don't know what to tell you. You probably have a big head, like ridiculously large. So here are our 3 bundles, 18, 18, and 20 inches. And I'm using a beige cap this time. Also, hair clips, needles, and some thread, weave thread, high strength weave thread. You need it. And scissors, of course. A lot of combs, because you just never know what kind of comb you want to use. So there's that. And a makeup brush for detail work, as well as my contour palette to help me define parts and draw properly all the boundaries, borders, lines, everything. So this is the wig cap. This is something new, and I'm gonna go in drawing my parts. The middle part, of course, is the most important, and it has to be about finger length for me anyway. I just need a long part, and I'm gonna curve in on the other side. And I go after the stitching so that I know for a fact that this part is going to be a true side part. And on the other side, I'm also going to do another side part because this is a 3-part wig. I only ever did a 1 and a 2 part. I've done a 2-part once only, so I'm really excited about doing 3 parts. And this one is not going to be as curved as the other one because I want variety with my parts. I don't want them to all be the same, you know, all straight. Who wants that? So here I'm gonna go in and draw approximately 1 inch away from everything so I can separate the front from the back, and the back is just going to get hair. That's it. All you have to do is sew your hair in the back. It doesn't matter how you sew. I'm going in a semicircular fashion. You can sew however you want because this is not very important. The only important thing you have to do in the back is make sure your density is correct so your wig doesn't look weird. That's the only important thing. And I'll show you how to do that because all you have to do, first of all, make sure you pin your wig appropriately while you're going because you want those pins in there to guide your path. And sew with a blanket stitch. That's generally the acceptable way to sew so that you can have a long-lasting wig. But what I'm talking about here is spacing. Spacing is very important when it comes to wig density. If you want a good natural density, whether it's straight hair or curly hair, putting a finger in between the wefts really helps with spacing. It's like the idiot-proof way to do it. And that will make it so your wig isn't too thick or too thin. Regardless of what texture you're using, it's gonna be just right. And I'm still going back and forth in a semicircle, still pinning my wefts down so my lines can look decent, and still using the same blanket stitch that everybody probably uses now. But I will have the video, so make sure you check in the description box to see. I keep going until I get a horseshoe that is pretty small, and then I start going back and forth Still faithful to making sure my lines are good. Once you get to the top, what I like to do is clean it up a little bit so that all those little gaps are covered. I don't like to see that, even though it doesn't really matter. I just want it covered, honestly. But we're gonna do the part area now, so get excited. This right here, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, and I'm coloring in the part again. I need it thicker, and this time the thickness is approximately 3 wefts thick. You know that little band on the weft? 3 times that. That's the thickness you're looking at right here. So here we go. You're gonna put your weft down, okay? Notice that the hair is going toward the middle, which is where the part is going to be. Then you're gonna sew. Now, when I put the weft down, I put it right on the edge of that big thick band that I just made. That's because this is going to sit there, okay? And on the other side, there's hair that's going to sit there. That weft is going to sit there, and the hair will go toward the middle. That's the whole point. Make sure the hair is going toward the middle. You go around. I haven't cut my weft yet, but I'm going around and I've put the weft on that band. Make sure you do that. We're gonna do this again with another weft. This time I cut it and it's the length of the part. I'm going in, the hair is going toward the middle where the part is going to be, and the weft is lying down right there next to the one that I just put down. It is not going to overlap, nothing overlaps, as in right at the base of the weft, that area should not overlap. It should not sit on top of anything else. It should be sitting only on the fabric of the wig cap, period. Go all the way up and stop at the middle. Now we are going to do the other side again, and we're gonna put hair right there on the other side. Again, we're laying a weft down onto the wig cap, but it's not sitting on top of the other weft, it's sitting on the side, and it's as close to it as possible. This is the ideal density for the part for me, approximately 2 wefts. So I'm gonna separate so you can see the middle a little bit, and also so that I can work on actually creating the part. And half of it is gonna get pinned down over there. The other half is gonna get pinned down in another direction so that they're not touching and I don't get confused. And I'm using my fingers to see where the opening is, where there is no weft at all. And I'm taking this weft and sticking it there, right there where there's no weft. So I'm going past those 2 wefts that I put down, and I'm pinning this 3rd weft down right after. Nothing should be on top of a weft, it should be on top of a wig cap. So it's on top of hair and on top of the wig cap. It is not on top of the wefts. And I'm sewing it down. Now, pay attention, because this weft, the hair is not going to the middle. It's going away from the part, because the only job this has is to anchor that hair down so that when it flips over, you can see what resembles a part. This is what makes the part. So I'm gonna go up, all the way up, and sew it down. And right at the very end, it does actually go over the weft so that I can sew it on the other side and sew it down. And that way the part can go all the way. On the other side, I am going to do the exact same thing, but first I'm going to separate everything so you can see what it looks like after putting that anchor there. It makes a huge difference, you guys. So let's take all this hair and put it where it's supposed to be and separate it. You can see on the right side, you're right, how it looks, and on the left, it just looks like whatever. It looks like a part on the right side, it looks like who knows what on the left side. So we're gonna work on the left side, and we are going to pin the hair down, another weft, pin it down after the 2 wefts that we put down, right in the middle where the part is. That's where this goes down. And we are going to sew it down. And again, make sure when you sew it down, it goes all the way past that semicircle that's in the back, you know, that loop that we made. Make sure it goes all the way past that, so that even in the very back, it's anchored all the way, okay? And now that I've come all the way forward, I'm going to sew on the side, right on the wig cap, so that when I finish this thread and make a knot, the thread won't come out and poke out where the part is. It's gonna poke out to the side where nobody can see it. And that is all as far as creating a part. I'm gonna separate it. It will look sloppy because it's not on my head, but when you see it on my head, you're gonna be like, wow, it actually looks better. But you can see that there's a part here. I need to make those curls sit down properly. I need to make a lot of things work and draw in the makeup and everything, but it will look better once it's sitting on my head. So I'm gonna do all of the parts. I did all 3 parts that way. So I did all 3 parts that way, and then in between I filled in with wefts. The hair from the wefts, I made sure it fell away from the middle part. So if it's on the left of the middle part, the hair is falling left. If it's on the right of the middle part, the hair is falling right. That's how I made sure all the gaps were filled. And that is all as far as this wig goes. But you can see right here, there's a gap. Anywhere where there's a gap, there is a part. I'm holding the part right now and flipping it back and forth and filling it in as well. So this is the final look. You can't really see anything because it's hidden. And I'm just going to show you guys one of the other parts before I actually slay the wig and put it on my head. This is one of the parts right here. And that's what it looks like. Pretty good. So here I am using my Trelux Untie the Knot leave-in conditioner. I think this is the leave-in conditioner. It's a really good product. It's very old, and that's why I'm trying to use it on my curly hair, because I didn't get a chance to use it all up on my natural hair. And that's what I do when products get old, because I don't like wasting product. It also does a good job making curls pop. So what I do, you can see my shed hair on the side. I put all the hair into the wig cap and just invert it and let the hair dry like that for about 24 hours. Then open the wig cap a little bit so it can fully dry because it's so concentrated in there. And this is what it looks like after a couple of days. You can see my parts right there shining through. And I put the wig on and you can see some of the cap poking through. So here I'm using BEIGE, who knows how to pronounce it, I don't know. But it's 59, that's the color, it's a black color. And I'm coloring it in. This is a permanent hair dye and I'm using it to color in any part of the cap that is showing. And it took a while. Some of it was still showing in this video, but I colored it when I took the wig off just to make sure all the parts were covered. I am considering a different cap method, but this is working for now. It's better than using 2 caps like I have done in the past. And I'm using a blow dryer to dry faster so I don't get dye on my hands. But let's get into this middle part first. I always have a challenge with middle parts because I have a big forehead. But this is what it's looking like. You can still see some of the gaps back there, so we're gonna color those in quickly with some dye. And you will see a few minor gaps here and there, but they were covered in eventually as I saw them. So let's color that in. And I do have a wig cap under here, so it's not exactly coloring my hair. And this is the part I'm separating with a fine-tooth comb so that I can work on it. And I'm going in with some makeup. Pressed powder and foundation work wonders. And I'm actually using a pressed powder by Bare Minerals, Bare Pro. This is shade 27. Of course, you can use whatever you want. And I'm going in with a curling wand. This is by Irresistible Me, it's the Sapphire Curling Wand, and I'll have the information in the description box. And this is what we're looking like. It looks pretty good. So I'm combing my hair out, and some people may think that I'm combing dry hair. I am not. This hair is still a little bit damp. It didn't finish drying because it was in such a concentrated area. So do not comb dry, curly, coily, or kinky hair. Let it be at least a little bit damp, and use a wide tooth comb or a rake comb like I'm using right here. You don't want to damage your hair. Also, I'm cutting my hair so that I can shape it a little bit better. I'm terrible with middle parts, you guys. I love them, but I'm terrible with them. So it is a little bit of a challenge, but it came out nice, and the hair, it looks good. It looks even, and I am thankful. I combed the back to make sure, you know, it's good back there, but you will see a little bit of the cap showing through, but it's not like major, and I'm tall, so who's really going to see that in real life? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Anyway, we are going to do the next part. It's always a struggle for me to find the parts. If you are wise, you will take that to mean that you should probably secure the part before you put your wig on, okay? Make sure you get your clips on each side, then put the wig on. Not like me putting the wig on and then looking for the part. You know, this is too much work. So I'm going in with my curling wand again, making sure I lay my hair down. You can use a curling iron, you can use the back of a hot comb, whatever you want to use. You can also use mousse. I said the M word. And you can put a scarf over, because mousse will help your hair lie down. So you can do that if you don't have a heat styling tool. And all the curling wand does is really just compress the curls. It doesn't actually straighten the hair. I'm going in with some foundation by Sephora. I like it. It's a nice cheap foundation that works well for me, especially since I'm always filming. It's great to have products that are affordable. I think it was like $20, which is good compared to some of these brands. But I go in with a wedge to get rid of any excess product, and then I go in again with some pressed powder to set it in and lock it down. And this part is good to go after this. Of course, you can fine-tune your parts and make them better, but generally speaking, this is good. I always struggle with my hair and parting. It doesn't matter if it's straight, curly, kinky, curly, whatever. I always struggle, so don't ever feel discouraged. Also, I did get makeup on my blouse. I showed you guys on Instagram that I was hiding the makeup on my blouse when I took my picture, but this is a nice shot of the part. Check out the part, it looks good, okay? But I am spot treating the blouse so that I don't have a permanent stain, and I'm cleaning off the foundation on my hands so I don't mess up again. And this is what this particular side part, this is what it looks like. And I'm struggling. I am truly struggling. But it all worked out in the end with the other side part. So yeah, I'm kind of cute, kind of working on it. This is the part that you guys saw on Instagram, and this is the final. I am touching up any areas that are too light, that are not part of the part area, with some of that permanent dye. And it takes a while for the color to take, but after I was done with my wig, most of the areas that needed to be colored got that black dye in them. And I went in with my curling wand one last time to flatten those curls and make sure they just sit there and set there. And I also went in with my powder foundation combination one last time to define my part area. And that is all. I think I did a little overkill on this part, but that's okay. This one turned out better. I liked it more, and I did touch up my face because I do get shiny. We all know this. I liked the circle look, so that is all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'm truly thankful that HerGivenHair wanted to work with me again on a sponsored video. That is so cool because we planned this. They wanted me to do this video since November, and I'm finally getting out, and I'm so excited. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Check out the description box if you need more information, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.